welcome back to Pro and Noob, where Jarod has an apology to make.
What's my apology?
We ended the last part of season 1, the Cursed House arc, and you had a face like someone had just shit in your cereal when you heard the new intro.
That's not true. That is not true.
It is true.
I said it was good. I said it was good.
You sat there and went...
that was a stank face because of the fucking groove and the bass line and the bridge.
No.
I've listened to it countless times between seasons. Okay. I said I liked it. I said that what was the name of the first one again?
Remember.
Okay, well, the season 1 opening.
It's Otanoke, bro.
Otanoke. I knew it was Otanoke. I was like Ota something. Otanoke. I said that would be a very tough act to follow.
It was a very tough act.
That is all I said. I did not say the new one was bad. I said, like Japanese hip hop is a sound that is. I obviously, I'm a hip hop guy, so like something that's just kind of like a straight up rap song is going to be something I'm a little bit more predisposed to. So I was like, it's going to be a tough act to follow. I like the new one a lot, and getting to see it fully now, not just hear the music, because the music is great. It's a great song.
I say seeing it is important. Seeing
it, that's when I was like, okay, this also has crack in it. Maybe not as potent, because I do think I like the season 1 intro more.
It's only 3 episodes. We're still early doors in. At the minute, I'm on the side of the visuals for season 2 are better than season 1.
So here's where I will push back on you. Because I will say, in a vacuum, the season 2 visuals are better. But the full package for season 1 is better. And the thing for me that sets it apart is I didn't realize how much I would miss the weird, quirky, cute little character moments. And there's not very many of them in the new intro.
When you say quirky, do you mean that the little flashes where Okarune's like that?
No, I mean like no. I mean like when you look at the season 1 intro, right? Like you get like the funny faces at the beginning.
They have that in here.
But it's not. It doesn't feel central.
It's not the same. But do you want to know why it doesn't feel the same? It's because they don't start the whole thing with it. They're like midway through.
Sure, but again, even then though, like Jiji's like face is that. Like that's so fun. Ending it on Turbo Granny cat body is really fun. There's not a moment where it's just Momo doing a little shimmy while Jiji and Okaroon are doing the Carlton. There's a little bit with Momo and Ira doing a little like hand thing, and then it cuts to like fucking headbanger bit. Like that's
that hat thing, by the way, is really weird. I tried to go frame by frame. I can't figure out what they're doing.
No,
there's like 3 different
the hand thing. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on.
Because it looks like they just go bang, bang, but it's not. There's like 3 different fucking things. It's weird.
I have no idea what it is, but I like those beats. But like when you go back to the other one, it's just like it feels so central, like to it, and it gives it so much personality, and I love that a lot. With season 2 one, I like it. What's atmospherically? I think it's very atmospheric. I think it leans in very much more to establishing this, starting to dip its toe more seriously and committedly into horror. And, with the point of view shot of Okaroon running through the catacombs, stuff like that. That I think it's like again, I like the atmosphere of the season 2 ones more. Like I think that the video package might have superior like visualizers and like tone setting for the show itself. But I like the music more for season 1, and I think the package of season 1 is better as an intro. That is not to say that season 2 was not fucking great. I want to make that abundantly clear.
Bangs.
It's great. It's awesome.
I legitimately almost cried that first time you see that first bit. The first chunk with Okru in the glasses, I was just like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, all the point of view shot. It's such a brilliant decision.
Especially because there's one shot in there that I'm not going to talk about, but if you know, you know.
It is very good, and I also like the visual language of Okarune's glasses. It's like the same gold color as his ball. But B, like it almost leans into this, like he's seeing the world through these like golden, like sunny glasses that like.
But the whole have you noticed the black and white around them?
Yeah,
it's because obviously it's going back to the Taro and Hannah moment. Where it's like before my world is like grey.
Oh, for sure, yeah, and like exactly with that, it's like. You see this idyllic world where like Okarune, and like, again, we all have Superman on the brain. At least I do still. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it for the third time tonight.
I've only seen it the once.
I'm going in for number 3 tonight with Kason and Gabby. And it lends itself to the very heroic moments Okarune has had. I said last season, one of my favorite moments of the show so far, I think, is the way that Okarune immediately offers himself up to help the salaryman. Like that beat is so beautiful, and it is the way that he does it with zero hesitation. Yeah. He does not think about it twice. It's, this guy needs my help, I got to do it. And like that also lends itself towards this radical optimism and earnest nature that Okarune has, that I really, really love the point of view shots with the glasses while he's looking at Momo. But yeah, no, and I'm not at liberty to say too much, but what I will say is I am already considering the next All Remaining Systems RPG season character playlist. I can't say too much about anything else. I'm kind of considering the tone. It might be appropriate to have the new DanDaDan theme song in it.
That's what we like to hear.
No, like already, because like the character I built, I'm like, this kind of might fit the vibe. But yeah.
Well, is it to do with about how you're gonna protect someone no matter what? Like if you're covered in like shit and mud.
Yeah,
that's good then, because that's exactly what the lyrics are of the song, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way her voice cracks up.
I really like that bridge.
Scratches a fucking brain.
My brain scratch moment for the intro is the bridge. Like in the intro, it's whenever it's doing that increasing in speed zoom in on Momo with that breakdown.
What, when it goes into her eye?
Yeah. And then it just like punches you in the face back in with the hook.
It's just so good.
It's yeah. But no, I really do love it. But
did you spot any villains this time?
Not yet. Just because I've been like kind of just I've been having a fun vibes based experience with the intro so far. Once I know what I'm looking for villains wise, I'll be able to keep an eye out for that. I'm
not going to spoil it for that. I won't tell you then.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it.
I was going to tell you what, not what villains are coming, but where to look specifically, but I'm not going to.
Well, we've learned that I have a nasty habit of overanalyzing the intro sequence. So
we do. Which kind of, this is part of the reason why I asked the question, because I was like, well, he went like autistic as hell with the like Neon Genesis one. Let's go. Let's see if he clocks it in this one. But
I'll keep my eyes peeled. Right now, I was just getting used to this new aesthetic and vibe and the visual language.
Which I was really surprised at, just to stay on the intro a little bit longer, that they changed the art style. For the intro and outro, both have different art styles. And I find that fascinating.
Well, I really like that though, because because the first season it feels very urban fantasy, where this is kind of putting its foot down of, this is a fantasy story in many ways, but it's horror. There is a horror element to this that we cannot let go unsung, and like I said, I appreciate that very much.
Speaking of horror, poor little kid. I know I'm jumping forward here, but that little kid kills me.
Yeah.
And I will say, I wish I can't remember if it's as long. The Acro Silky in the manga wasn't that long either, and I can't remember if the Evil Eye flashback was as long or longer. But I just wish there was a bit more. But at the same time, I don't want them just repeating every 7 episodes. We get the sad flashback of a certain yokai.
Yeah,
that's inherently going to be inside one of the main characters.
No, I understand that. No, the flashback was really harrowing, and again, coming back to the horror comparisons, or making a horror comparison, I should say. This feels like Samara from The Ring if she was an Avengers villain.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah,
like there's something very ringy.
It's the hair and
it's the hair. It's the whole
it's the childlike.
This child was abused and hurt and killed in a very tragic, traumatic, cruel way, and now we have this very vengeful spirit here to just kind of wreak havoc on the world of the living, to get its get back. And and in the same way that me watching Star Wars at the age I did kind of colored the way I engage with fiction and myth, and there are themes that I will just always clap for no matter what, because but my brain was affected in that way. I think I can confidently say The Ring was the first horror movie I ever watched. And when you look at my horror taste, because it is very particular, I think you can tell that I'm someone who started with The Ring. Because I love horror that kind of comes back to being a supernatural whodunit. Character agency is something that's very important to me in horror. I think that's definitely why I love the Fear Street trilogy so much. And I say trilogy because I don't want to talk about the new one. That shit upset me. A
lot of horror films are doing that at the minute.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do horror. I ain't wasting my time with garbage. I tell a lie. Aliens as far as I'll go with horror.
Valid. Again, little blind spot for me. I've never gotten around to the Alien or Predator franchises.
You can skip Predator, fuck it. No.
Oh, but I know they come together, so I feel the need to.
You can watch Prey. Prey's the best Predator movie.
But that whole idea of there's a mystery element, that I think it's I joke about it, but that is the trajectory that unfortunately took me to being the closeted Five Nights at Freddy's fan that I am. Is that
if you just announced it to everyone?
Well, I don't talk about it.
And it's not even the first time you've announced it either.
I know. That's the thing, because I don't talk about it a lot. But I was invested in the the conspiracy board culture of that fandom. That it is this massive mystery to be solved. Same with the Fear Street stuff, where it's you're getting these little tidbits of information and lore and backstory, little by little. Pardon my hiccups. And just the ability to sit with a horror monster character antagonist and go, this is what made you. This is why this is what created this supernatural phenomena. Is something that I will always love and always love to come back to. And it's very atmospheric. That's another thing that always works for me with horror is like, and it's one of those, like, I can't define it, but I know it when I see it. And there's something very atmospheric about the evil eye, something that is atmospheric about Samara in The Ring. Because Superman, I've been in my DC bag and I've been like revisiting a bunch of like, Arkham timeline videos and iceberg shit. And, just for my fix, because I don't have the time to sit down and replay all of those games, but I kind of want to live in the world again. And like stuff like, again, like an atmospheric dread and thrill, that I love so much is like, the teases for what's coming next in each of the Arkham games that you have to go out of your way to find. The hidden room that has the schematics for the Arkham City, the Scarecrow mask and the manifest in Arkham City, Azrael haunting you in the first act of Arkham Knight. And if you spot him and you throw his batarang, he will catch it and go away. Stuff like that. Again, it is so atmospheric. There's an eeriness to it. There's something to being in the middle of something and being aware that the thing you're in the middle of is going to get worse, but there's already so much going on that you can't quite figure out what direction more fucked up shit is going to come from, but it's coming. It's coming, and you're just in this world. And I like that a lot. I like there's a group of people that kind of fucked around with something. I love the creepy ass Funko Pop head fucking family here.
We spoke earlier this week, and I said there was something I had to tell you about them.
Yeah.
All the guys are based on either current or ex-CCP leaders.
That's funny. That's funny.
You look at them, it's like, yeah, that's Xi Jinping, all right? Yeah. How they got away with it, I don't fucking know. But all the guys are CCP leaders. It's so bad. It's so funny.
That's very funny. But yeah, like, also, again, like, sorry.
No, carry on. It's fine. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, just like, like, again, like I've said before, I love a cult. I'm a sucker for a cult story. Yeah. I love a cult. So it's like, oh, this family's a cult. I'm in. You got me. Congratulations.
They're an old cult as well.
So that's a question I wanted to ask you. Because they are visually distinct from the normal people.
Yes. They are very gray.
And, the supernatural is very much obviously in play with this show. Is this the cult and the mission has been handed down through the generations type thing? Or are these people supernaturally long-lived?
They are the same people you saw in the flashback.
They are the same people, like very literally. Okay, I was curious. I didn't know if that was meant to be like a visual indicator of what's going on, if that was meant to be more implication or whatever. I got the vibe of that, but I also was like, is that the flavor of Supernatural we're going with? That they are incredibly long-lived. Okay. Because again, also like the matriarch, was doing all of this Neo in the Matrix bullshit when she's fighting Momo. And that
the
also,
Jennifer Lopez anaconda.
That was really funny.
I can't remember if it's in the manga or not, but that cracked me up. I was like, hang on a second. I know I remember her saying something to that effect. I can't remember if it's exactly that or not. It wouldn't surprise me if it is. I was like, there's no way they
No, it is. Yeah. Jennifer Lopez anaconda. I mean, now I know that if I were in an anime, one of my super moves would be Will Smith bitch slap. Keeping it in that vein.
No.
On impact, be like, get jiggy with it. Anyway.
Also, because I want to go back to the conversation we had for the Cursed House arc, because we talked about how it ended where it did. And I said, if they went 2 panels further, it would have been totally fine.
Yeah. Again, I think
it would have been totally fine. Ending on Turbo Granny being there, totally fine.
I agree with you on that. I think I don't want to keep treading the same ground with this show.
I don't. Yeah.
And I want to say this bit and then move on, because I have listened to the episodes as they came out. As we talked about, we did all of the DanDaDan coverage inside of 2 weeks. So by the time episodes were coming out, I was like, what the fuck did I even say? You know, like I remembered the events of the show, but like I was like, what did I say about it?
Yeah.
And I did come off way more negative than I realized I did. And I was surprised by that, because I do really like the show. I think I was like so focused on trying to have like a nuanced conversation about the stuff I didn't like, that in my mind I was like, well, it's a given I loved everything else if this is all I'm harping about. Because that's how I tend to talk about things, is, you know, like it's like, oh, I want to like understand this thing I'm having trouble with. Because all the other stuff,
we're all guilty of it. I do it constantly.
Yeah, I mean, and again,
so what do you mean I don't like it? I love it. Like there's a Superman review we did for CBC, or I did for CBC. Like afterwards, I sat down when I just talked about a lot of the things that kind of bugged me in that movie. Not that there are a lot, but it's like the Hawk girl screeching every 5 seconds. That's half a script. Hated it, and I'm like, I really like her as a character. I hate the screeching. Screech when you come in, fine. Don't care. But all you're doing on screen the entire time is just one long screech now. Scratch my eardrums out. Anyway, not to bark at that tree again. And it wasn't exactly a lot I didn't like about the movie, because I adore that movie to death. But I came away doing the exact same thing you just did. Where it's like, I didn't talk about what I liked about it more. And I kind of pissed myself off by that. But
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it, you know, not to make this conversation about the concept of discourse itself, but like I think that there's a phenomena with people who like appreciate what they're watching and what they're discussing. That there is sometimes an impulse and a reaction one has where when they watch something that they really, really do like, that they love, and there's a handful of things that didn't sit right with them, that like there is so much to love that you want to unpack the thing. And that you kind of want to talk yourself through it and like try to better understand decisions that didn't work for you, because it is surrounded by so much that you loved. And I think that's what I kind of did with season 1 of DanDaDan. And I did want to kind of set the record straight that I do really like the first season. It was just also kind of presented itself as an opportunity to have a conversation about something that's always bothered me with anime as an art form.
Yeah. I still say you're wrong about the contrivances, though.
I stand by that. I stand by every syllable of what I fucking said. I am fully standing on that. I'm not relenting or apologizing for that.
I'm gonna have Jerry on here, and we're gonna gang up.
Sure. Hey, guess what?
Well, hopefully, it will backfire on me. I can tell right now. But
hey, and guess what? It wouldn't be the first time I had a bunch of sickos from the Bombad cast let loose on me.
True.
I think I'm one of the few people on the internet who can withstand the Scotty J. Rose storm, and keep a straight face through most of it. But no. So I will say, with regards to how the first season ends and where it picks up here, I have to say, now having the full context of the scene and the moment split across 2 episodes, across 2 seasons, this is everything I was afraid I would realize the first episode was in hindsight. And I don't like sexual violence being used as how are they going to get out of this one? Tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I don't like that. It feels a little gauche. It feels a little, like
gauche.
It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. It being a point of suspense. The
cliffhanger was wrong. It was wrong,
especially because it's framed like a cliffhanger in the middle of a fight. It's like if you're watching a different show and it's like 2 guys in a sword fight, and the antagonist is wailing on the good guy, and like the season ends with them getting into a blade lock, and the protagonist is like panting and bleeding and sweating and is clearly gassed, and then we go to credits from there. That feels like how they framed Momo being yet again put in a very compromising position of being at threat of sexual violence. And that didn't quite work for me. And again, all of the baggage we talked about for a whole fucking season informs that impulse from me. So I'm not going to harp on it, but I didn't love the execution there. Especially knowing that like the main driving force for this family is that they need sacrifices for the worm, the great serpent. Knowing that that's their main thing, it just felt like a hat on a hat by the time we get that reveal.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I don't think like obviously it's still a hat on a hat, but obviously they're not going out of their way to find a kid to sacrifice. The kid they're sacrificing is Jiji. Like, they've already got the sacrifice. They don't need another one because Gigi's what they're after.
Sure. But I'm just saying, like, you know, if their whole thing is doing the sacrifice ritual and their whole thing is that, like, by the time they get Jiji and Okarun and Momo, they're like, hell yeah, we got 3. It stands to reason that, like, I think the season could have ended just as thrillingly of it being, you know, I think honestly, it even ends with even more intrigue if they like tackle her as she's leaving the hot spring, and like you just have one stray line of "we need her for the sacrifice."
Yeah,
and you just leave it in that place of like, "Whoa, what the fuck does that mean?" You know, like I think, like I think that would have been a more compelling ending. And again, it isn't using like the threat of sexual violence as an action beat, you know.
No, I completely agree. Yeah. You know, even like if that wasn't the end of the season and episode 1 of season 2 was the next week, it would have been fine, at least for me, because like it's coming again. You know, next week is going to be right there, so it's not the end of the season. The fact that it's just a season 1 is no. I can stand a lot of anime bullshit, but that was a bit bullshit.
It's a bit egregious. But but other than that, like I said, I really love the atmosphere. You know, there's this. It just feels so. It has that like horror sensibility of like it's very uncanny. You know, this idea of it's like house upon house upon house. Inexplicably, the houses are like stacked atop of each other beneath each one. Like that as an idea.
Some are on their side, some are upright.
Yeah, like again, there's an uncanny quality to it that, you know, that feels very like I walked through a door, I closed the door behind me, I heard a weird noise, I turned around, the door's gone.
Yeah,
there's no longer a door. That kind of thing, you know, that was very uncanny. That really worked for me. By the Jiji being, you know, again, if this show, if a lot of this is a metaphor for the growing pains and the perils of puberty and growing up, what I really like about Jiji here is that where Okarun and Momo, their arc is very much rooted in the multi-pronged complexities of intimacy as a teenager. You know, Ira is this kind of quintessential identity crisis as a teenager. Jiji is what is it feels like so far his arc is like the perils of being genuine.
Yeah,
is that there's a peril to that, you know, that you know he puts on these airs, you know, everybody's constantly talking about how he's a genius and that he's brilliant, but like so
we find out genius not in the smart sense.
No, but like but they talk about him in that way, and like, you know, he puts on these airs and he acts a certain way, but like he gets punished in a way that Okarun is rewarded in season 1. You know, Okarun is rewarded for his selflessness and his willing to sacrifice in the name of the salary man. Where here, Jiji sees the evil eye child and is like, oh, I owe it. Like maybe I can free this spirit by showing it kindness it so desperately deserves. And that's turned against him. And I think that there is something there about, the peril of when you're a teenager, everybody thinks it's cool to not give a shit.
Yeah.
There is an inherent weakness to being not just vulnerable, but genuine, and being somebody who is invested in something, and, as I get older, I see a lot of people my age and slightly older than me have kind of made the terrible decision to hold on to that. That there is virtue in being apathetic in the eyes of a lot of people. And I hate that. I hate the fuck out of that. And I think it's a very interesting take on Jiji to put him in this situation where he opens himself up. He's incredibly vulnerable. And not only is he taken advantage of, it turns him into an uncaring, vengeful, wrathful force. And I think that's very clever, and I think it's very thoughtful a direction to take him in and take this whole evil eye as an antagonist direction. I really, really, really like that, and I like the ways that even though the evil eye has so fully consumed Jiji, that there are these little remnants of him left behind, like him, like his fighting style is soccer or football, or whatever you want to call it.
Football's the correct term.
I know. Well, we both have different correct terms. So we're
Do you know what's really funny about that?
What?
It was originally called soccer. Right. That's why the Americans say soccer, because when they obviously colonized, they kept the soccer title. The English changed the name to football. I like to say it's a joke because, well, fine, fuck you. We're going to leave. We're going to call it soccer football now. Right.
I mean, I think we could split the difference. You guys can have football back, and we call ours concussion ball.
I mean, just call it rugby. Like,
I've heard people say American rugby as a thing, but
it's rugby. It's like Australian football. Like Aussie football is like insane. It's crazy.
But either way, but he's still doing that, like those energy orbs, like, he's dribbling it, and then he's doing these like crazy, like Beckham-esque kicks.
Yeah.
To launch
they
it.
have some of the best impact frames when if he first starts kicking that thing, like the animation, just the way it just pops. Oh, that's so good.
It is. It's very clean. It's very crisp. But yeah, there's those little parts of him that are still there, like I doubt that the evil eye had it manifested in, any Joe Donut off the fucking street. It's doing soccer moves as its attacks, but
no, probably not.
But here, it works very well. I also love Okarun insisting that Momo be the one to get out.
Yeah,
because
I love Okarun's moment here, just in every episode.
Yeah,
just his entire like beat in this whole arc is so good.
It really is.
It just encapsulates like what this little Twinkie kid is about.
100%. And in the first episode where he's being interrogated, what's his favorite soccer team? That guy. That
Saint Germain.
Yeah, but again, I love the framing though, because it's like, okay, it's the famous quote, bravery isn't not being scared, it's being scared and doing it anyway. So yes, he is legitimately terrified because he's outnumbered 8-2. Probably.
I think there's 5 guys. I think there's 10 of them in total.
Okay, so 10-2, 10-2, 5-1. So he's super outnumbered. He doesn't want to blow up Gigi's spot, and he's put on this, so he can't fight. And even if he can, God knows how he'll be able to get around it. So he's in that tough spot. So yes, he is afraid and he's quivering and there's this moment of terror, but he still has his wits about him. He's able to use the power of observation to go, well, he has that poster, so I'm going to say this. In the second episode, it is the him having Momo go get away, and I love that it is equal parts pragmatism and heartfelt. That he's like, you have.
It's also showing that he's incredibly smart as well.
Yeah, exactly.
He's starting to think that I don't just have to run and headbutt everything.
Yeah, he's like,
I have the muscles in the legs. I'm going to kick this chair up.
Yeah, but I love that. That very inventive. Yes, but like he's able to go. I have better odds of facing this guy one-on-one than you do. Your powers were not as effective against him. This is one of the situations you kind of have to meet brute force with brute force.
Yeah.
And I can do that. You can't. What you can do is get help. What you can do is, call people in. What you can do is like help us above ground, and that way at least one person gets out and can call in the cavalry. I can face him alone. If the roles are reversed, you can't. But then there's also the obvious thing where he's like, I want you to be safe because this guy made it clear he's okay with killing you. And I love that moment. He is making a practical, tactical choice.
Yeah.
That is also informed by how he's feeling. And I love that mix. And I love that it is not him making a half-cocked decision just to save the girl he has feelings for. It's none of that. It is just he's just making decisions. He doesn't remove his heart from it, but he's also like, wait a minute, no, this is practically the best decision to make. And I like seeing Okarun coming into his own as this very thoughtful character, both in terms of like emotional intelligence and in terms of like battle intelligence and tactics.
I'd go so far to say at least at the moment, Okarun is the most like emotionally mature and intelligent character.
Oh yeah,
and he has got that easily.
Yeah,
and you can tell it by when he's in like he's just been trapped in that little tiny cursed house, and he goes like the 3 things you shouldn't have done. Like he could have just said you shouldn't have hit Momo, and that's it. But he goes, "You took my friend."
Yeah,
and it's like it's more than that to Okarun. It's not just I just like Momo and Miss Isaac. Like no, he cares about more than one thing at a time because he can.
Yeah, no, and that was my next thing. That moment. It's very, very anime protagonist having his crash out speech. It's very Goku going for Super Saiyan for the first time. You motherfucker, I'm gonna kick your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch.
You saw a very different cut than I did.
Well, no, just in that, I'm having my monologue about how, you done fucked up, buddy, and now I'm gonna lay you out kind of speech. I'm
gonna squat, double uppercut you 100 times in seconds.
The counting was so much.
I have been waiting for that moment for months. I'm so happy.
But no, I just really enjoyed just how much Okarun got to do here. Momo didn't get as much to do here, which is okay because I felt in the first season that a lot of the stories kind of came back to her.
A lot of it is Momo in season 1.
A lot of Momo in season 1, so I was okay with Okarun kind of getting a starring role or more of a starring role here. But yeah, this is a really strong opening. Really strong opening. I would have loved to have. So do you know when this was shown in theaters, was this done as just one continuous thing?
One continuous thing, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. People were saying you can see where the cuts for the episodes are.
I would love to rewatch this as the movie. As like one
I really
continuous
wish
thing.
I messaged you. I think it was like the week after we finished it. I went like, there's just no showings near me.
Yeah, because we were going to try to do it. We were going to try to do it. I only had like 1 or 2 showings, and they were both at like theaters that were a little bit of a hike at some weird show times. So I think
like
kind of out of
I
luck
think
as well.
maybe London might have had one, but I ain't going to London to watch fucking DanDaDan. I ain't spending like 60 quid there and back without the ticket. Way too much. But no, I would have really have liked to have seen this as a movie because I think it would have really worked.
Do you anticipate it getting a release as a movie?
What, a physical release?
Just, I mean, even to streaming. That, like, do you think it would be released as like, okay, so here's the first 3 episodes? No, they have no reason.
They didn't do it for the first one because the first one I did the exact same thing with the first 3 of the Turbo Granny.
Oh, so Turbo Granny was also presented as a movie. Okay, okay, well that makes sense.
Even though they call it DanDaDan First Encounter, which I guess kind of makes sense, but it's the Turbo Granny arc. But who am I? I'm not Science Saru or I can't remember his name, Tatsu Yokonobu. But I really enjoyed it. It works well as like just a binge, a 3. You can kind of get a sense of what the movie was like. But
yeah, no, for sure. But I really enjoyed this. I really liked it. And I'm excited to see where the rest of this arc goes now that we're staring down the barrel of doomsday with this volcano being activated. I also like that we finally got the rest of the physical world seeing some shit. That was really nice. I don't know what. Yeah,
they saw the worm. Yeah, I guess they saw the worm.
They did because they were like, "What the hell is that thing?" So there was a reaction from regular people to the worm bugging out.
It's a small character beat, and she's done something similar to before. That bit with Momo when it's dried out, and she's doing that.
Come on, get up, and then it moves to throw up one last time. She's like, "Oh, fuck."
That's such a good Momo.
I didn't mean it, shit.
And she pops the Ultraman pose because this show's obsessed with Ultraman. To be fair, so is Neon Genesis, but that's
I was to say, Roosevelt's just in an Ultraman line.
Oh, god damn it! Are they on crucifixes?
I didn't look at it. Let's find out. God, I keep forgetting that like they have a big Squid Game drop coming soon because that's the loading screen, and I'm like, God damn, that's a choice.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum.
All right, that doesn't look like any crucifixes on shirt 1.
No, there's none of them. That's unfortunate. Because fun fact, there's one episode of Ultraman. I think it's called The 5 Brothers. Because there's 5 Ultramen. And they get crucified. Okay. And it's this really iconic shot of them like left to right, all on crosses.
Oh, okay.
And that's why Neon Genesis has all the stuff in it. It's where anime really started to get religious iconography. Because of that one episode.
Wow. Well, that makes all the time I spent worrying about that feel even dumber now.
Obviously,
speaking
they use
of
it very
that brief moment during the flashback to Jiji and Momo, where they're in the field and we hear the cicadas.
Oh,
my fight or flight kicked in. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because it's the same exact.
That's a side effect. I'd never tell anyone. You will forever have PTSD for cicadas.
But it was the same exact sound as it was in Evangelion, and I obviously I know cicadas make the same make the noise, but like the noise it was making was that same like drone. It sounded like the same exact sound effect asset.
Sounds like a little kid just like revving a bike.
Yeah. It's like one of my favorite stories, very silly stories to tell now. I was at my old job. I think I told you, I don't know if I told you this on air, but I know I mentioned it to you before, but for the sake of me fight or flight over cicadas. I was at my old job. I was in the stock room. And one of my coworkers, who's also a big WWE fan, was on the speaker, and he just had his music on shuffle, and it was a lot of hip hop. It was a lot of like current hip hop. But I didn't realize he had a decent amount of WWE walkout music in his thing. And And sandwiched in between a lot of Drake and Future and Travis Scott, out of nowhere, Cult of Personality by Living Colour comes on.
Of course, yeah.
Which is CM Punk's walkout music, which is also Alden Diaz's walkout music in Epic Confrontations. And I don't know if I missed the beginning that has the JFK audio drop at the beginning of the song.
Yeah.
Or if this version just didn't have the ask not what you can do for your country or whatever. But I came back into the stockroom holding a shoebox, and all I heard was the and I jumped and I dropped the shoes. I like fully like, whoa, where is he? Like getting ready to start asking where I could get a whiteboard. And it was funny because before then I had started making jokes that like if I hear Cult of Personality in the wild, I was like, but like it actually happened. It actually happened, and it actually spooked me. And like I went into like, okay, like it's trivia time. I'm at work, and he's come for
ready
me
to lose.
Public hell. They're all very public.
Public.
Much to my chagrin, they're all very, very, very public. Well, with Alden, not all of them, because he loves to does the whole like I've beaten Jarod 7-8 times, and like half of those actually aren't public. One of those was us being shit can drunk on Thanksgiving and demanding Eli let us do a match, and then Eli started doing an aptitude test to gauge people's like who should match who against, and I think Alden scored like one more than me on the aptitude thing.
That's funny as fuck.
And he was like, and I've beaten Jarod again. I was like, he loves to, I call him my arch enemy. He loves to be like, you're not my arch enemy. I don't think about you.
I heard that in the latest Tina.
In the Superman review.
That made me chuckle. It's so true.
And I'm like, yeah, but you obsess over how many times you've won. You clearly care. This is clearly a two-way street. You just don't want to admit your side of it. But I guess we'll see all of that get sorted out on hyperspace on August 9th, won't we?
Yeah.
Won't we, Mitch?
I don't know. Maybe we'll throw some things about. We'll find out.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to the Evil Eye arc?
I mean, I could sit here for ages and talk about it, to be honest. There's one thing that really bugged me. The first shot, the animation quality is so much better than the very next shot.
I didn't notice that.
Bam, movie, whack. It's like, oh, had that brief. Oh, I didn't do it. I got that. I thought, wow, they actually put way more budget in this, and I remembered that season 2 was delayed from season 1, so that's not how that worked. But that's neither here nor there. No, I genuinely, I really enjoyed this. There's just so many character moments that work really well for me, and there's a couple more coming up. I don't know if this arc's going to be finished in 5 episodes or 6. I'm going to assume 5 for the sake of being the same as season 1,
and we're going week to week after this, right?
Yes. Well, we can, if you want to wait for the Evil Eye to wrap up, we can.
No, I want to go in week to week.
We'll go back to week then. Yeah. Just means I got to make more thumbnails. But that's fine.
Have fun.
Not that I already haven't made most of the thumbnails anyway, because that's just how I do it. But
same.
I think that'll bring us to an end. Did you watch the preview?
You showed me the trailer, yeah.
No, did you watch the preview of the next episode?
Oh, no.
Oh, that's interesting. I also noticed that Netflix no longer gives you a preview. If it's week to week, you don't get a preview of like the little blurb on the episode. It just tells you the date of when it's coming out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I got to credits and immediately turned the TV off and started getting ready to get on air because I didn't want to keep you waiting any longer.
Does that mean you skipped the outro?
Yeah.
Oh, Jarod.
It's not something I plan on making a habit of, but we were kind of pushing it on time, and it's, very much tomorrow for you anyway. So I wanted to be.
It's very much today.
Yeah.
Just today. Not quite yesterday.
Sorry.
There's one bit I really want to talk about. It's not that you've sinned it. You sinned something. We haven't mentioned it. And I really want to talk about it, but I don't because I want it.
Give me some sizzle. Give me some sizzle. Give me something to like keep my eyes peeled for.
I mean, just watch the intro, the outro.
Okay. I also didn't think to put too much like viewing power into the outro just because the outro for last season is just Turbo Granny shenanigans.
The outro for last season is really interesting because it's based on little short side stories that Turbo Granny had in like the first couple of volumes that they made. That's why there's all like really random shit. She's making omelette, and there's a cat. Like they're all like actual little short stories she had. Which I don't know if they're canon, but they work really well because it develops the relationship with Seiko. But in this one, I'm pretty certain one person shouldn't be there. It's too early for them to be there. But there are other things for this season specifically.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out. I will be sure to keep an eye out then.
Yeah, the more I talk about it, the more I'm going to like just blur everything out.
Then don't. We can do pluggables and get on out of here.
Yeah. So where can the lovely people find you, Jarod?
You guys can find me over the Nerd Academy podcast on YouTube and wherever you get podcasts. We are knee deep in Super Jurassic month. We have our review for Jurassic World Rebirth. We have a review for Superman. Both of those are out. Currently, go check those out. And obviously, once it comes out this week, when you're seeing this, we'll have some Fantastic Four First Steps talk to do as well. I will say, Fantastic Four is it's been put in a very precarious position. That is a very tough act to follow for Super Jurassic.
I mean, it's a guaranteed second. Let's be honest.
We'll see. I mean, I'm not going to make that decision already.
There's no way a Jurassic fucking World movie is going to be better than Fantastic Four. There is zero chance.
Oh, when you said guaranteed second, I thought you meant like there's no way it's better than Superman is what I thought you meant.
No, I mean it's the lowest it can go is second. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I just mean like Superman is such a tough act to follow.
Oh, yeah.
That it's like I did not expect like for my whole being to be consumed by Superman the way it was. Like I knew I was going to love this movie. I did not realize that like the mood it would put me in. It is going to again, which is probably me not doing Fantastic Four any favors going into that movie on the heels of a third Superman viewing.
DC Shield. Oh, I can't believe
I know. As I sit here with nothing but when it comes to comic book, nothing but Marvel on screen right now.
I mean, that's just smart planning, though, isn't it?
Got Superior Spider-Man.
Beat the allegations, like
Cap Shield. Doc Ock.
I don't hate Steve Rogers. I spent money on Steve. There you go.
I do love Steve Rogers.
I was talking about myself.
Oh.
I realize we both have something Steve related. I didn't. Yeah.
But yeah, you go check that out. Ionized Bastards is over.
It is. I can't believe.
Did you finish it?
I did, yeah.
Yo, how'd you like the ending?
Ending sucked.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There was at least one too many people alive at the end.
Oh, you're just mad that Fabian survived. Well,
not even you specifically. I was like, oh, not that I needed anyone to die.
I mean, Sage died a horrible fucking death.
Yeah, I guess.
That one wrecked me. That wrecked me. That reminds me, I have something very cool to show you when we're done, related to the end of Bastards. But yeah, so Bastards.
End of Bastards, very good. Very good. I enjoyed it.
But yeah, I have so many feelings about it being over, but there is another Star Wars story kicking off on the Art Mini Systems YouTube channel. So go subscribe to that. so you can see our next campaign. It's going to be interesting. I mean, Michael's teased it's going to be High Republic era. But the name, the full cast, the game system, all of that will be revealed here soon on a live stream on his channel, where we're going to kind of do a final farewell Bastards discussion. So stay tuned for that. And then, like I was alluding to earlier, Epic Confrontation, Star Wars Trivia League I compete in. The big Hyperspace Gauntlet comes back on August 9th. 20 plus competitors will enter. One will leave with a title shot.
Not this guy.
We'll see. I've been helping Eli with some of the planning. I know what the roster is going to look like for the most part. This is going to be fucking stacked, y'all. So be ready. Be ready for a real barn burner, because I think this is going to be. I think this hyperspace.
We all know what happened the last time we said the words barn burner.
You're such an asshole. You're such an asshole.
Going for 2 for 2.
Okay, all right. Do your.
How many barns can you buy, Jarod?
Oh, enough.
Yeah. Do you want to keep him or?
Nope.
No.
Them some bitches is kindling.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah, where?
That was really unfortunate timing. I was like, how do I talk? I can't. You can find me right here on the Mitch 692 channel. So welcome, if you've made it this far, to everyone that subbed from the Sprout Talk video for Stormblood, Final Fantasy 14. I very much appreciate it. You can find me on Blue Sky, which is in the link in the description. And CBC, if you care that much. I am in a few places.
Yes.
Talking on the internet.
We are both men's of many hats.
Mm-hmm. Man's hats.
Man's hats.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we have a fun little collaborative project we have coming down the pipeline.
We do.
That once
Who's
I have
be finished first, me or Jarod, who will find out.
Who will have a new job first, so we can pay for equipment and start filming. We'll tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z.
The way I'm going, Jarod will finish first. I tell you.
I sure fucking hope so.
Jarod will definitely finish first. We will catch you next week for episode 4 of DanDaDan. So, bye.
Get your balls back.